I got a Christmas jazzy vibe going on there, Frankie C.
'Tis the season, my friend.
Sure is, buddy. Also, this season to be expelling Congress people who.
Oh, Santos Claus.
Plus, we got some new information on Brian Laundrie and what a scumbag he was. If we needed more evidence of that, China has a new mystery illness. China.
Oh boy. Okay.
China. I do the Trump hands now, similar to how I do the. It's almost the same.
What is this?
This, Dr. Evil.
Oh, okay.
You're like mini me, like when they,
I got you. All right.
Will Smith and this clip that JSAB shared with us, craziness. And this lunatic on TikTok grabbed my attention with his football bet. Plus, Frankie C, Whamageddon is on. It is December 1st. That and more, my friends.
Whamageddon kind of pisses me off. You couldn't pick a song that sucks. I like that song. And I like hearing it. And now I can't.
And now you can. We've taken it away from you.
To pick a stupid song.
You're right. It's a tough thing.
What would be difficult would be the Mariah Carey song. All I Want for Christmas. You'd be out in 10 minutes.
That's almost the new Wham, really. I mean, Whamageddon goes back like 10 years at this point, 12 maybe, probably more than that. But you're right. That's the new Whamageddon, really, when you think about it, is All I Want for Christmas Is You. All right, let's go down the rundown here, Frankie C. George Santos shown the door today. Few interesting things here with this. He was on Brian. Oh, what's the guy?
Kilmeade.
Thank you. He was on Brian Kilmeade before the vote going, I'm pretty sure I'm on my way out. They needed 290 votes to oust him. They got over 300. I think 310 is what they wound up with in the end of it.
Who said no? I mean, I'd love to hear from the people who were like, nah, he'll be good for what we're doing. What?
23 Republicans still stuck with him even through this third expulsion vote.
Idiots.
The interesting thing, too, is the 5 Congress people to be expelled prior to him, 2 of them were convicted of a crime, and 3 of them were part of the Confederacy. So he joined some pretty elite company. And God love him. I got to tell you something. I can't stand this guy. I'm happy he's out. But there's an appreciation for him to a degree because he's like, I'm the only one who wasn't convicted of a crime or accused of treason. He's like, so if they want to go down this path, I think it'll be the end of Congress. I'm like,
the end of Congress.
He's playing the victim the whole way through. The whole way through.
It's the end of Congress. Yeah. Okay. Because they got rid of you.
Yeah. He's like, I haven't even been convicted of anything yet. And look at how they're and it's like, yeah, but we're pretty sure that they're not going to discover that this was incorrect information, Could
you imagine if he's innocent of everything at the end of this? He's like, see, I don't know why I was kicked out.
I did have that moment before when I was like, could he possibly be innocent of all of this? And then I realized, no, there is no actual way. No, absolutely not.
I mean, what was with that baby? Why did he have a baby with him?
He had Remember a baby.
That? He was walking through the halls of Congress and someone stopped him. He's holding a baby. And they said, is that your baby? He goes, not yet. What the hell does that mean?
He is the biggest weirdo I have ever seen, Frank. I mean, the biggest.
So bye-bye. I mean, it's a crushing blow to comedians everywhere that he's not around anymore. But bye-bye. What has he done in the 11 months that he's been there except be a pain in the ass?
Nothing. And I'd love to harp on that if it wasn't for the fact that most of the other people who have been there for like 11 years also haven't done
nothing. Yeah, that's a good, solid point.
So it's kind of hard, it's kind of hard to put that on him,
Yeah.
He really, you could look at the cover image of this episode. I finally pinpointed what aggravates me about him. He looks like now in interviews, living and breathing, when you look at him, he looks like how he's supposed to look in a casket. Does that make sense? Like, you know, when people
Like
die,
he's caked in makeup and
yes, and they're like devoid of life. It's just like their lips are a little bit too puffy because they're all that kind of jazz of when you see somebody in a coffin.
I
His
see. I
face,
hear you.
he's got coffin face right now.
Coffin face. That's a term. Coin it. Put it on a t-shirt. He looks like a wax person. Yeah, coffin face.
Big Shot with coffin face. Have you been watching Andrew Dice Clay on TikTok?
I see it every now and then. Not on TikTok. It pops up on YouTube every now and then. I see it, or Instagram. Instagram.
Dude, the Big Shot stuff. I can't. I think I sent it to you.
Big Shot. He's funny. He's good.
Andrew Dice Clay walks around New York City on TikTok and he just does stupid stuff. His big thing originally was, you want a picture with the face. That's what he would do. He'd walk around and go, were you the ones?
You want a picture with the face? It's like,
right. With the famous face. You wanted the picture. Like, he would do that. And now he walks around and just goes, Big Shot walking the dog. Dude,
I would love to run into him just casually in Manhattan.
Oh, me too. I would love it. I would absolutely love it. And did you see the other day he goes, was it you who wanted the picture? And it was Matt Damon and his wife sitting at a bar.
That's funny.
And Matt Damon's like, what? Who, he's like, it was so funny. But nobody knows who he is. It's unbelievable. But yet he's kind of having another renaissance through social with this stuff. He's playing Carnegie Hall again. Yeah,
he is. We saw him how many years ago? He was great.
Oh my God, do you remember that?
We saw him in the city. I forget where, but he was good.
Where
it was on Broadway. That? I think it was a Broadway theater.
Was it?
I think so.
I'll never forget that show. What am I going to say?
I don't know. The
opening act didn't get 2 words out. Do you remember?
Oh yeah, for some get up, because we wanted him.
Yeah,
I felt bad. I didn't boo.
No, we weren't booing, but we I don't
get that though. What? That's what opening. That's what did you think was going to happen? It's an opening act. That's what you get.
I don't even remember
it. And
I don't even remember who it was. Right? Do you?
No.
This poor bastard comes out. Yeah, he comes out. He got maybe a joke out. And it was okay. It was smattering. And then people are like, Dice. People are screaming. Next thing you know, I mean, we literally sat through like 11 straight minutes of booing that we couldn't even hear the guy.
That's messed up. I don't understand that. They just sit there because he's going to be out there for the whole time. You're not going to shorten his segment by booing. It's just going to be an awkward 10 minutes of booing.
Right.
And then you got to, that's just ridiculous. I would never do that. That, to me, even if the comedian is bad, I wouldn't sit there and boo him because that's rough. If you're bombing at doing stand up, that's not easy.
Mm-hmm.
And how could you just sit there and be like, boo, fuck you, suck? That's just horrible. It's terrible to do that.
I know, and they just kept at it. They didn't care whatsoever. They were just and he started with I don't care. I'm getting paid. I'm going to do this no matter what. And then even that, after a while, he was like, help. Yeah, it didn't.
It was the same thing. Remember, I forget who. We went to a show on Long Island, and it was a bunch of comedians in a row. And the one comedian, there was like 10 comedians, and one guy got booed mercilessly. And it was Frank Caliendo for some reason. And I like him, but he was doing his same old shtick. He was, George Bush, and he was doing all his impressions, and it's kind of rapid fire going through them, and everybody kind of booed, and it just was nonstop booing from then on. And he's like, I'm going to do my impressions no matter what, and it doesn't matter, And he came back with the same comebacks of, I get paid if you boo me or not. It's hard. It's hard to. I don't know. I would never. I don't know what kind of person just sits there and boos the comedian. It's like, stop it.
I don't know.
Suck it up.
Yeah, because it's like, the headliner ain't coming out any sooner.
No, he's going to come out when he's ready.
So.
No good.
Big Shot getting booed off stage. Yeah.
Oh.
Hello, Dennis.
Brian Laundrie.
Sounds like Bill Burr in Philadelphia. Legendary set. Do you remember that?
I don't.
It's on YouTube. YouTube it. It was I forget who was on the show. but there was like a traveling show. It was an Opie and Anthony show. They were doing this traveling show, and Bill Burr was one of the comedians, and he goes up in Philly, and I don't know if they ever gave him a chance, but they start booing him like right off the bat, and he's like, you know what? Fuck you, Philly, and he just starts like with your bullshit cheesesteaks and your stupid and he just starts laying into them, and he shut him up because he just fucking pounded them for like 20 minutes straight. It was a pretty legendary. It was the first thing that really put Bill Burr on the map, like nationally. Everybody was talking about it the next day.
If you could quiet a friggin' theater full of people from booing you, just one person can do that. That's pretty good.
It's a pretty big deal. Yeah. So long to George Santos. He's out.
Bye.
And they're already talking about who's going to take over his seat, and they got to do it. There was video of them like changing the locks on his office and stuff like that. Oh, and he left, and he left before the vote was even done. And he said just before he slammed the door to the car, he was like, "To hell with this place." He's a little drama guy. He's very like with the dramatics and the,
absolutely.
Yeah, it's like you knew you were getting ousted, you left, just leave, just have a little dignity and just fade away. Yeah, big shot getting expelled from Congress.
Yeah, you could probably be on Dancing with the Stars or something.
Oh, dude,
just do something like that and go away.
I was just thinking that, like, he's not going away. He is going to be around. He's already gotten a phone call from Dancing with the Stars. Probably.
The Masked Singer or
something. Masked Singer, exactly. All of it. Oh, it's just never going to end with this guy. Brian Laundrie, Frankie C.
Yeah.
So this ongoing lawsuit between the Petito family and the Laundrie family, they're suing them. It's a civil matter, obviously, because they're claiming that the family knew about Gabby's death and they led them on to think that she wasn't dead, by not being forthcoming with information. Mm-hmm. Well, as it turns out, a new document that was filed in court yesterday, after Petito lawyer Pat Riley deposed the Laundries and their attorney, Bertolino, claims that Laundrie told his parents in a frantic phone call on August 29th that Gabby was gone and that he needed a lawyer. So this was, I think, some 9 days or something like that before it all came out that she was,
How would they know that? Wait, the person on who claims that?
Who claims? So the Petito lawyer deposed both the Laundrie family and the Laundrie attorney, this guy Bartolito. Okay. And according to this document, Laundrie's parents relayed information to Bartolino and sent him a retainer that same day. Bartolino entered into a fee agreement with Fleener Pedersen LLC, a criminal defense firm in Laramie, Wyoming. So they were able to kind of like track all this because I guess in the deposition, I guess this kind of came to fruition. So, who, by the way, which also represented. So one of the partners in that firm that they contracted was a lawyer who represented Osama bin Laden, or one of the I think it was Osama bin Laden.
In what court?
I don't know.
That's weird.
It was some hold on, I can't find my note here. But it was some it was some, I don't know, obviously not a 9/11 thing, but it was something prior to that where he represented bin Laden in something.
Oof.
Fucked up, right?
Yeah. That is fucked up.
Yeah, how do you come back from that and still practice law?
I don't know. I'd leave that off the resume.
Yeah, right.
That's not a name you want in bold.
I guess you moved to Wyoming as part of it, right? You just go, let's go to Wyoming.
I think people in Wyoming know about it too.
I know you think they would be, I'm sorry, not bin Laden, a bin Laden bodyguard. I'm sorry, I knew I had that wrong. A bin Laden bodyguard.
Yeah,
still not good. Yeah, still not great.
No.
So that case continues. Those poor Petitos, I'll tell you what, I feel bad for them.
Okay, what is this new mystery illness?
I started seeing this the other day. I didn't want to get into it.
Is this a conspiracy theory? Are you pushing?
No, it's
bullshit?
Not. No, it's not. This is legitimate. In fact, there's legitimate news all over this, but I have a problem with it. And here's what it is. I'm surprised Janine's not here jumping all over this, because this seems right up her alley. Like, I would think she would be all over this, ready to go. These kids in China, in Beijing and in northern China, are getting sick. Their hospitals, emergency rooms, flooded with young kids. They're sick. They don't know what it is for the most part. Well, let me back that up. A couple days ago, they didn't know what was wrong. Now, the World Health Organization is kind of pressing China, saying, hey, what's going on here? You got to give us some information. And the first thing that they said was, we don't know what it is, but it's not a new thing. Those two things don't jive.
That doesn't make sense, because if you don't know what it is, then it could be a new thing. Could be an old thing, but if you don't know what it is, how could you answer that question?
Right on the thank you. Right? Doesn't that make any sense? It's like,
unless you're paraphrasing, and they said we recognize it and we're just trying to lock it down, kind of thing, or
right.
I don't know, because something's if they have some kind of information on it, then they can't say, they can't give definitive statements unless they know something about it.
So there's that. So now a day later, they're starting to, I don't know, I guess whatever's coming out, more research tests, more reporting back of what the cases are. And they're saying that these kids are actually getting a combination of illnesses, meaning that, like, they're testing positive for influenza and pneumonia, or it's COVID and the flu at the same time, which kind of seems weird and backwards to me too, because it's like, I didn't even know you could really have two things at once.
You could have two things. Yeah, why not?
Okay, you can. And then they're saying a lot of walking pneumonia, which is like myoclasma, whatever the technical name for that is.
So wait a minute. So it's the mystery illness that makes them susceptible to multiple things? Is that what you're saying?
I don't know.
And what does this have to do with the mystery illness is my point.
Because at first they were like, they don't know what's happening. Then they're like, we don't know what's happening, but it's not new. And now they're like, well, we think it's that all these kids are testing for a combination of illnesses, but they don't know what's bringing that on. You know what I mean? Because it's like it's everywhere. Like, there's something has to be happening for it to be so crazy. Like, every year there's a flu season. There, obviously COVID went in waves, right? There's times where you get sick, but this is like we went from 0 to 60, in like a day or two, and they can't figure out or understand.
And it's just kids. It's just affecting kids.
Just children right now for the most part. And it's like lingering too, because there was one case where the kid had a fever, whatever, fever broke, was still sick, not doing well. 11 days later, boom, fever skyrockets back up to where it was, which could happen, right? In a normal case, or strep, or, this happens a lot in kids where you get one thing and then it turns into another thing, like your earache. Right. So that kind of stuff does happen. But the few things that bothers me, and again, I'm not trying to cause panic here, but I mean, we have to be honest and talk about stuff. This is starting to, and I'm not saying this, but now all of a sudden, as this is going on in China, randomly in Ohio, they're starting to see an increase in illness in children. Just all of a sudden, again, boom, up to the top. Like, what's happening, and why are all these children in one area in Ohio getting sick? And because that's the other thing, right? When you have flu season, it kind of hits like the Northeast altogether, right? It gets cold, it's rainy, it's all these things. The germs start going around. You have it in an area. Could you imagine if we just had a spike in flu in just New Hampshire and nowhere else? That would be some cause for concern. Like, why is this, out of sequence, larger than in the other spots? So that's what's so alarming about China is you have all these cities with millions of people, lots of kids, but it's only in northern China and Beijing. That's it. They're not seeing this in other parts of the country. Why not? Now we have this thing in Ohio that's happening, and we're starting to see a spike in children illness. and they're trying to figure out what that is. But what bothers me the most about all of this is it's happening in China. The world wants to know. So now China goes, okay, here's all the information. And the World Health Organization goes, okay, thank you. But this is exactly how COVID happened. They saw what was happening. The World Health Organization said, what is this? China said it's nothing to worry about. And the WHO said, okay.
Do you really think the WHO just went, okay, hung up the phone and was like, we're done?
Yes.
Why? I'm pretty sure the people of the World Health Organization
I'll tell you why.
Are probably looking at this very closely.
I'll tell you why. They have no way of they have no authority. What's the World Health Organization going to do? Tell China we're going to come in and bomb you if you don't give us the information?
We're going to come in and demand the information. It's the World Health Organization. It isn't America's health organization. It's supposed to apply to the world.
But it's it's a communist country. They're not. They are under no obligation to share that information with anybody.
No, I know. I get that. But
as they didn't do 4 years ago.
I get it, but I'm sure they're trying. At least I have to imagine they're trying harder to get more information than they, if they learned anything from a few years ago, they're probably on top of this as closely as they can be.
I hope so. Now, scientists, doctors, they're all saying there's no reason to panic yet. I'm on board with that. Okay, nobody wants to see mass hysteria and panic. I don't think that that's productive at all, right? You got Lisa in the chat here saying it's going to be fine. Kids get sick a lot. We bug out over
it's different illnesses. It's not one illness that everybody's getting. It's
right.
They're just getting sick.
So to this point, okay, they're saying that because there were lockdowns over COVID last year,
kind of systems aren't strong enough.
Exactly. So they're saying that obviously could be part of the whole thing.
Yeah,
but
that could be.
Again, we have to admit, I just feel like we can't go down the same exact. You know what I'm saying?
I get it, but that's what it sounds like to me, because this doesn't sound like a mystery illness in the terms of they don't know what the symptoms are, because it sounds like people are getting all different kinds of things, pneumonia, flu,
right?
And that's what's spiking, all different sorts of things.
Here's the thing.
It sounds like an immune system problem that was brought on by little exposure to bacteria and viruses and stuff like that.
Yes, but here's the thing with that. That is fine if we're taking China at their word, which I hate to say it, but I don't feel comfortable doing that. Like,
I understand, but
I'm not saying that the doctors are lying to the kids and the parents in China. What I'm saying is their whole medical system, when they take all that data at the end of the day and they tell you something, I don't necessarily feel comfortable believing them 1,000,000% when they go, it's just like pneumonia and flu together.
Well, if we're getting the same things here, if the same thing is happening here, and would you say Ohio or Iowa?
Just in Ohio, not everywhere.
Well, that's what's going on over there. It's just a couple of places. So maybe it's a mirroring kind of a thing. Maybe it's happening in other countries. This is pretty new. So maybe it's happening all around the world because people were locked down and their defenses are a little low because people, that could be. I could see that being an issue. Makes sense.
It could be.
My concern would be if mysterious, what's it called? Symptoms were happening. Like they didn't know what was going on with, like a kid comes in sick and they don't know what's wrong with them, but they seem to be pinpointing that it's pneumonia right? You're telling me that kids are just getting sick with all different things.
Yeah, but again, it is the same the way COVID started, with fevers and runny noses. I mean, it's not
but they knew what it was. COVID, they knew what they were dealing with before it spread. They knew it was COVID-19. Yeah, it was named. That's what it was. They knew. All right, this is what it is, and we're trying to fight it, but it spread, and that was that. They knew because they've been working on this vaccine forever. They've been working on, for years. They've been working on it before COVID spread.
Well, that's what the government wants you to believe.
All right, well, I don't know what to tell you then.
listen, you're not wrong, but there was a, I don't know how long it was. There was a time period where people were getting sick and they didn't know what it was, whether it was 3 weeks or a month or and
Yeah,
during
but
that
the
time,
symptoms were different because now people are getting. You're saying people are getting sick and they're able to tell you what it is, right?
but that's we're taking China at
China's
its
word.
word
Yeah.
when they
No, I
say
get that. I get that.
this is what it is. It's just the flu and pneumonia, and it's like, is it though?
I don't know.
How can you be trusted?
I
Again, I'm
don't
not
know.
saying this to cause panic, but at
And
the same
stop it.
time, I feel like we would be schmucks if we just go, "Oh, okay."
No,
You
I
know
get
what
it.
I
We should
mean?
be on top of this thing as best we can. We should be. Hey, there's a big illness happening, a spike in wherever it is, and be like, okay, we got to keep our eye on this and see what's going on. And I'm sure there are doctors on the ground in China that don't want to spread, whatever it is. I'm sure it's, there are
Yeah.
doctors here that are calling doctors there, going, what is this?
If this is me, I am immediately stopping travel to and from China. If I'm Biden, I'm immediately stopping travel. I'm like this. Let's suspend it for 2-3 weeks till we sort this out, till we can feel a little bit more comfortable. I think whatever business we're going to hurt by stopping consumer travel to China is going to be just fine. Like we'll revisit it after the holidays and see what's what. I just feel like, how can we again just take all the same steps that we took 4 years ago and not feel a little like,
But I thought that was a hoax 4 years ago.
It was. Hold on a second. J Sabs has joined us.
Release the Kraken is what happened there. Except I don't know the Chinese word for Kraken.
Okay.
It's Kraken, believe it or not. That's a Chinese word.
It is.
Yeah.
Okay.
So are you worried, J Sabs?
No.
Okay, so then what's the worry about? J Sabs isn't worried.
I actually
We'll be
don't
fine.
even know what you're talking about, really. So
Oh my God. I'm
about-
so surprised.
If you want to summarize this.
We're talking about Will Smith.
No.
No.
I am so surprised. I thought you would be all over this when it was mystery illness a couple of days ago, or a day or two ago, or yesterday.
Oh, the coughing thing?
Coughing thing.
Well, okay, no, that's the other part of it. I was sick for a month with a cough.
Right.
Right.
I'm not the only one I've heard that from.
That's right. Actually, no, did I talk about this with you, or was I talking about this with my trainer? Maybe my trainer.
You have a trainer?
Let's talk about that. Who the hell do you think you are?
New topic.
Yeah. J Sabs with a trainer.
Maybe it wasn't you then, but because I was saying that on my TikTok, it has come up lots of times over the past couple of days, week and a half, maybe, about how everybody has this mystery cough that won't go away. And my husband had it for like 5 weeks. I had it for 4 weeks. My kids have had it since September. But yeah, like a lot of people on TikTok are saying, like, with this cough, and they're not saying what really it is. Some people say, like, their doctors are like, oh, it's just allergies.
What did your doctor say?
I actually went because I had a very dry cough, and it was the point of annoying. Like, I wouldn't go to the doctor just for a cough. Like, it's a waste of $140, basically.
Gotcha.
But because it was a very dry, annoying cough, I was like, yeah, I need a steroid. And my doctor said, yeah, it's allergies. So.
Nacho with wait till my son returns from China before the travel ban. We're in Ohio, so it's already here. So,
Oh, there you go.
Right.
So we'll wait for that.
Right.
Nacho Fisho.
So
Nacho
tell me, what are they saying about China's new mystery illness?
No, that's it. We did it already. You're late. You got to watch the
Well,
replay.
just give me the clip.
You got to join the
version.
the replay crew.
Yeah, replay crew for sure. Let's talk about Will Smith since you're here.
Now I'm gonna have to Google it. Go ahead. I'm not gonna pay attention now.
You're gonna go down You're gonna go down a rabbit hole tonight, J-Sabs. It's over. Oh, we have the kids slang stuff too. Oh shit. All right, we got to move along here.
All right, Will Smith. What's going on with Will Smith?
This clip, J-Sabs, that you sent me. What podcast is this? Who's the girl in the yellow? Because I fucking can't stand her.
You can't stand anybody lately.
Oh, she's right up there with Jada Pinkett Smith, and I'll tell you why in a moment.
Who is this? I don't know. Are you sharing this clip?
I'm asking J-Sabs. Who is it?
She is a podcaster.
Okay.
Yeah. Who?
Oh wait, hold on.
New information.
I do know.
She looks like one of the Real Housewives from Atlanta.
I know who you think it is. And
It's not
first
her?
of all, it's extremely sad that you know which housewife, which state it's from. Okay?
Is it Nene? Was that her name, Nene? Is this Nene?
Nene. It's not Nene.
Man,
Oh,
I can't name a single Real Housewife.
I can't even name a single Real Housewife. Okay?
I can't anymore, but I remember Nene or Nene, whatever.
Now
Anyways.
watch your lip.
So what happened?
So this girl has Will Smith's best friend on the podcast, and he recounts a time when he walked in on Will Smith having the gay sex with a man. Frank,
This is his best friend.
this is his best friend.
Okay.
I open the door to Dwayne's dressing room, and that's when I see Dwayne and having anal sex with Will.
Process sex with.
Wait, her face the best. You gotta
What
look
was
at her
that-
face.
What was that gong? Someone hit a frying pan like dong.
Yeah, they put sound effects to it, I guess. So Dwayne Martin, who's Dwayne Martin? I don't even know who that is. Is that another
Yes,
actor?
you do. You do know him.
Oh
He
yeah, okay.
is an actor.
Yeah, shut up.
He
You
has
know him.
been in what was he in? And I think he was.
What's he been in besides Will Smith's asshole?
You know who he's
So-
married to?
Oh.
No.
Gina from Martin.
Oh, okay. I know that now. Oh, okay. I see. I have seen this guy in a bunch of stuff. Okay.
So Will Smith, I mean, is this his current best friend? Does Will Smith know that this guy has given an interview about his private life?
Now he does.
Man.
It's according to this, it says they've been friends for 40 years. I'm not buying any of this, first of all. Second of all, I hate when she goes, hold on, let me process this. And she pauses for a minute and goes like this. That's when my hatred began.
Yeah.
Because this is in no way shocking whatsoever.
Yeah, I know.
To
Yeah,
anybody.
Right.
And I feel like this is an underlying anti-gay thing for her. Like, oh my God, this is so like bone chilling. I have to like take a moment to.
I didn't get that at all.
It doesn't seem anti. It seems she seems genuinely shocked, or maybe not genuinely, but shocked.
Who?
So maybe about that he walked in on them.
Because she hasn't been around for the last 30 years of rumors of Will Smith being
Rumors.
gay. I mean,
rumors, but now she's talking to someone who walked in on them, allegedly.
Mm-hmm.
Who was on top? It wasn't a top. There was a couch and.
Now, let's talk about follow-up questions because Frank's done a lot of interviews. J-Sabs has been interviewing people too herself. Who is on top? Is
And
that
she's done interviews too? See,
Yeah, they.
That
Oh,
that is absolutely what I would ask.
Hold on.
What kind of shit are you wearing, Frank?
Put that shirt up with those fuck me eyes there, Frankie. See, look at those. Look at that. Look at those eyes. There's the J-Sabs shirt. It's in the merch store right now. You can save 20% during Cyber Week here by using the promo code Old Men.
I like how it
Check
says
out.
Black History Month under the whitest girl you've ever seen.
so I don't wear this shirt very often.
All right, so she goes.
go ahead.
Go ahead, Janine. I'm sorry.
I love that she asked that because I would have
Who's
asked that. That would have been the first question I asked too.
I don't hate it. You could say paint the picture for me. Tell me what's happening.
No, my first question would have been, what did you do? Did they say something? Did you back
Right.
out? Did you? What
Right.
happened? You know, what's the next thing that happened?
Oh, he wasn't going to back up anything.
Okay.
There's a future follow-up question that aggravates the shit out of me. So we'll wait for that one.
Will was bent over on the couch and Dwayne was standing up, killing him, murdered. Like,
Jeez.
I have to say, I did laugh when I first heard. I never really heard sex described that way of killing and murdering
killing.
somebody.
You never heard someone say he was murdering that pee?
No, I mean, maybe I have. I don't know, but it's not a common phraseology. I'm going to use it on my wife later.
My ex-boss used to say that all the time.
Really?
You worked in the weirdest place.
Good point, Frank. Good catch.
But it's just, that pee. Did you?
It's the way, it's his delivery and the way he says it. He's just killing him. Like, his emphasis was really, really funny there. All right, here we go.
He was murdering it.
I didn't realize there was so many bad sound effects the first time I watched it.
Okay. What did you do? I froze. See, I'm not used to seeing. Listen, it's traumatizing. I've never seen it. I don't watch gay porn. You know, I never seen a man fucking another man.
Will Smith was bent over.
All right, come on. I get a little anti-gay thing here. We've never seen a dude fucking another dude. I feel like everybody has seen homosexual pornography.
If you haven't, the first face is like, I don't want to.
I feel like his shock should have been, that was my, I didn't know my friend was doing, was
right.
Doing that,
yeah. To be like, I never seen gay porn. Like, you never seen, like, come on. Give me a break. Even on an axe, with the amount of pornography that men watch, Frank, back me up on this. At some point, something's going to get uploaded to the wrong section. You know what I'm saying?
You're just going to
you might not want to say, back me up in this story. Go ahead.
Frank's to be honest. He knows it's true.
The shocking part, as you walk in on that situation, would be, holy shit, my best friend. And someone else. That's the shocking thing. That's the reaction you were hoping for.
I think my annoying question is coming up here.
And Dwayne was killing him.
Condom?
I don't know. I don't.
Why the fuck would you ask if they're wearing a condom? How the fuck would anybody know that? That's a weird
question.
That's a weird, because no, wait. I told them. I made sure before I left the room. I threw it.
Oh my God, what's happening? Wait, let me see. Are you wearing protective? Like, who the fuck? Why would that be a question?
Yeah. How was the lighting?
That's a weird question. Even for me, that's a weird question.
Now, were they using any sort of lubrication? Were you able to tell that in the moment you walked in? Like, why the fuck would they know? What
music was playing? Set the scene.
Actually, I would ask what music was playing and maybe what was on the TV. Like, what started this whole thing?
Yeah.
You would.
Listen, even when I was with the deer in the headlights, and I finally said, "Oh shit," and they turned around and said, "Close the fucking door," right? So I back out the door. I'm not going in there. Fuck no, I ain't going up in there. I back out the door, lock the door, I leave. Will says, "I gotta talk to you."
All right, so we don't need to hear the rest of this, but basically the rest of it is he says that Will wants to put papers in front of him. And then he actually references something that I've long since forgotten, that Eddie Murphy got caught with a
transvestite.
Yeah,
it was and that the transvestite was killed later. I don't remember.
That I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know how true any of that is. But he's talking about here's where this guy loses credibility for me, is in these moments where Will is telling the story like, oh, you got to come sign papers now. Oh, and do you remember what happened with Eddie? And like there's some grand council that is behind keeping Will's homosexuality a secret, that he's now concerned for his friend's well-being, that he needs him to sign the papers so that he is safe. That makes no sense to me whatsoever.
Yeah, I don't. So wait, he says that Will wants to protect him from what?
Okay, I'll play the rest because I'm not here, so you could.
So I said, about what? He said, you know what? And I said, I don't know what you're talking about. And he said, oh, you know what I'm talking. I said, well, I have no idea. What are you talking about? What we need to finish today? Like, I'm trying to get that out. He said, listen, I made a call. Some papers are going to come here today. I need you to sign them. And I said, why am I signing papers? And he said, listen, I'm trying to protect you. He said that you remember the transsexual, I hope I'm saying it right, who got caught with Eddie Murphy. He said, you know what happened to him, right? And I had no idea what happened to the transsexual that got caught in the car with Eddie Murphy.
Me either. What happened?
So I go home and Google it. They murdered him. Or the transsexual. I don't know to say him or her. I don't know what's politically correct. So I hope I'm not offending anyone.
It's transgender, but
okay, transgender.
Yeah, so that's.
I don't want to offend anyone, but that guy was murdering.
So did he just accuse his best friend of threatening him with death?
No, I don't think that's it. I think he was just trying to say like he didn't know why he was going to sign something, and but to not worry. I don't know what the hell.
No, but what's the implication? The implication that from Will's perspective, if we're is that you have to. I'm trying to protect you. Like from what?
Who?
From who? Exactly. That's what I was saying. Like there's some grand council that needs to keep this all a fucking secret. Because Will's making it sound like he doesn't make it sound like I'm going to kill you, or you can't say it. And first of all, if that's your best friend, like. All you would need to say is, "Can we just keep this between us?"
Like be like, "That's yeah." And now he's on whatever show doing.
Now he's on Nay's podcast.
Like, if you're, I mean, I'm sure they're no longer best friends because I doubt Will Smith was like, "Yeah, go on a podcast and talk about anything you want."
Right? Yeah, I don't think so.
That friendship's over.
Just wait until Frank and I's friendship ends. Just wait until you see what I say about him.
Wonder how it's gonna end.
Big Shot, fucking the movie star. Big Shot killing the movie star from behind with a condom.
Murdering his asshole.
I will say that was the most entertaining part when he was like killing him. It's the way he drags out the K. I think that makes it so funny.
Good Lord. Hey, and if that's what he's doing, that's what he's doing. It's none of your business, but.
So
it's the whole Will Smith saying I want to protect you thing. That's weird.
Right. I saw this a few weeks ago, or maybe even longer than that. And then it just came up on my TikTok again because I think I kept watching the what's his name? P. Diddy videos on TikTok, the interviews with his bodyguard friend.
Yes.
And how his bodyguard was like taking him to like Turkish baths where he would have sex with men there too.
Oh, with men? I don't know if I heard that part.
No, it was with men, they said.
I heard the part where they said that J-Lo like threw him a party and made all these nice things. And then she was like, I'm going to go upstairs and go to bed, like come up to bed. And then he went into another room and got a blowjob from a girl. Like,
oh, really?
On a day where she like spent the whole day like pampering him and throwing him a party. I think it was like a birthday or something. And just showering him with love and kindness. And then he just like went into another room and caught a BJ from a girl really quick.
Sounds eerily familiar.
I'm trying to wonder why we don't have a camera on you.
That went over both Frank and I said. I don't know who we know that happened to.
All right, I'll text you.
Oh, boy.
Okay.
I don't know if I want to know this.
Yeah, you do. You do.
All right. What's the football bet?
That's the football bet. Football bet. This guy. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. All right. This guy. It's not worth it, Frank. You know who it is. It's not that big of a deal.
Oh, okay.
This guy on TikTok. Again, it's another TikTok thing.
I see.
The Eagles. The Eagles are on like a 10-1. They're having an amazing season. An absolutely amazing season. And they're playing the San Francisco 49ers this weekend, I believe. And this gentleman is so sure that the San Francisco 49ers are going to win. He is saying that he will get a tattoo on his ass if the Eagles win in this game. This is
the Eagles logo.
What? The Eagles logo. Yep. This is $1 Million Marco.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm not only going to be putting $100,000 on the San Francisco 49ers. Not only am I doing that, but I'm also going to put my body out there. If the Eagles somehow magically beat the Niners, I will go and get an Eagles tattoo on my ass. You guys are telling me that I'm the Eagles and your daddy. Listen, you want him to be my daddy? I'll tattoo him right on my. Okay. I'll put it.
Why is he yelling?
He's very well. You gotta, this is what you need to get people on TikTok. Get them excited.
Jeez.
This is $1 Million Marco, and I bring it up because we talked about the Chris Magdog Russo bet that he never paid.
Right.
I feel like we need to hold this guy accountable. Like, I am actually taking an interest in this game this weekend because I want to see what happens here.
Is it Sunday?
Yeah, I believe it's Sunday. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Could be Monday. I don't know.
Well, it could be Monday. Yeah. Let me check the schedule.
Yeah. So that would be interesting. I mean, I don't know this guy. I've never heard of this guy, but if these are the stakes, these are the kinds of bets that make football interesting.
100%, right?
Someone says I got $50 on this. It's like, big deal.
And I might not even watch the game, but I'm going to definitely check the score. It's the Sunday at 4:25, Frankie C.
Sunday 4. Hey, Jack Meoff is back in the chat. Jack Meoff's been gone for a while.
That's right.
Ew.
Christine, can you imagine being the person giving this guy a colonoscopy?
Wait, what? What, the football guy?
If he gets the tattoo.
Oh, I see.
See, now
I thought he'd be
think,
yelling at them the whole time.
No, I think that if you're going to get the Eagles logo tattooed on your ass, you can't just like put it on a cheek. I think it needs to be spread across the whole ass, and that your asshole should be the eye of the eagle.
No. Remember the classic logo? I don't know what it looks like today, but the classic logo from like 20 years ago, 30 years ago, was the eagle flying and with a football clutched in the claws.
Oh, yes. Yes, I do.
That should be the logo across the cheeks, but the football is not clutching a ball. It's clutching the anus.
That is a good call.
The classic Eagles logo. I think.
Yes. Good call by you, Frankie C. Okay, here's the Eagles logo now, basically. But you see that eagle right there with his talons.
Right.
That's the one you're talking about.
That's the one. It used to be that it was it that? I feel like long ago it was a wider eagle. It was.
That's what she said.
Right. It was more spread. That's the one. Yes. Thank you. There it is.
Yeah.
That's the classic logo.
With his little balloon nut. Big shot with the balloon nut tattoo. Okay.
See,
I'm
that's
never
a bet.
going to stop doing that.
There's a bet. That's a bet.
That's the bet.
All
right.
I have a follow-up that I wanted to discuss.
About what?
Okay, remember the show I went to, Pete Davidson, and how horrible the theater was? And like I said, I'll never go back there.
You're going back.
No.
What?
No. Okay, so two things. First, I had to email Live Nation, right? Because they are the ones who own it.
Why did you say that like a 7-year-old? I had to email. Where is it?
I had to
Live
email.
Nation.
Right. So
First, I had to use the Googles.
The Googles. So I emailed them, and the lady's like, sorry, there's nothing we can do. If the show has been canceled, then you could get a refund.
Wait, why are you emailing them? What? For what?
Because how? Oh my God! Because it was honestly the worst. For my
You're
husband,
worse than my mother. You're worse than my
Wait
mother.
a second. You emailed them so that you can get a refund for a show that you went to and already saw?
Yep.
You are worse than my mother. Worst. You're the worst.
I'll tell you why. Because okay, how about this?
Can't you see her,
because of the
Frank,
parking?
on a typewriter
Not
with,
just the
with
parking,
glasses down to her nose? Dear Live Nation, there was no parking.
As my 5 cats crawl across my back.
All right, good. Tell us what happened. What'd you do?
I honestly, for my husband to complain, and he never complains about this.
Yeah, the parking's terrible.
Bad.
The parking is terrible there, but the theater itself is good. There's not a bad seat in the house.
Listen, Janine, I want to be on your side. It's just that every Karen says, even my husband was offended.
I know, right? So what's funny is, okay, so Live Nation's like, you have to contact the owner. I was like, okay, like the actual owner.
The owner of the theater.
Live Nation owns it, but this guy deals with people, I guess. So anyway, I didn't call him yet, but today there is a Facebook group that's like Long Island Authentic Reviews, right?
Oh boy.
So this woman reviewed, there was a Frankie Valli concert. First of all, I thought he was dead like 30 years ago.
Man. No, he's still going.
There was a Frankie Valli concert last night, and it took her over an hour from the time she lined up on the street to get into the parking lot. So she
the parking's a nightmare. I agree.
Well, she
but that's
said
not the venue. The venue itself has a parking lot.
It is their fault, though.
Okay.
Yeah, but the thing is, no.
How could you get a refund from this place has been around for like 80 years, and the parking's been exactly the same.
See, now I didn't know that because I was never at there before. So she's saying that. Okay, here's the biggest problem. It's not just the parking. It's not like, oh, I'm just gonna go around. I can't find a spot. The problem is, look at Frank's face. He's so judgy. He's such a judgy.
I'm listening. I'm listening.
The problem is
my listening face.
And this is what she said exactly. You're on the street for 45 minutes, and no one is directing traffic at all on the street, which they should. They need to have someone saying, okay, come here, because I mean, if you've never been there before, people don't know. But even so, you need to have someone directing traffic there, right?
What are they going to be doing? Like standing there going like this?
Well, yeah, because that's their job.
Apparently it's not.
Right.
Where are they going to be directing them to? A full parking lot?
Well, I'm surprised, Frank, that you're not.
I'm with you on outrageous stuff, and I will admit the parking there is horrendous, but I don't think it's worthy of a refund unless you missed the show because of it. Well, like if it was 2 hours, you driving around for 2 hours, you couldn't find a place to park.
I have a question.
Go ahead.
What time did the show start? What time did it say on the ticket?
8:00.
What time did you arrive at the parking lot?
Okay, wait, hold on. I'm reading this woman's thing. She got there at 7:15.
Okay.
And some woman, this is my point. Woman said, we get to a venue, any venue, 90 minutes before. Now, I think that's absolutely ridiculous. Have you ever gotten to a venue 90 minutes before a show started?
Yes.
Which one, freak?
Every single sporting event, every Islander game, every Mets game.
Well, I would say sporting's a little different because people like to tailgate. They like to drink. I feel like sports is different than.
Even when I take the kids to the Islander game, I'm not tailgating or drinking in the parking lot. We're there 90 minutes, but we're there. I'm there even earlier because the doors open at 90 minutes, and I'm there when the doors open.
You are a fucking freak of nature. I never in my life have gotten to a venue 90 minutes before.
Because I'll tell you why. And you can call me a freak of nature. Because a night out now is a bigger deal. Like even with me and my wife, certainly. But even if I take my son to a game, it's still a bigger deal. It's a lot to get to drive to, right? Most of these venues are far for me. But even more than that, we're spending $300, $400, $500 before I even get there. So it's like if I'm going to go to a game,
you make a night out of it.
It's a night. I want to go. I'm in the venue. I'll get a beer or a cocktail. We'll hang out. We'll bullshit.
Also,
we'll talk.
What's good? Just another point here. It's free parking at this place.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it's included in the price of your ticket. It's not like you have to shell out another $40.
But here's the thing, though.
Yeah.
I don't know if they changed this or not because sorry, Anthony. I cut you off there.
Yeah,
but okay, it's a night out for you. So you get there early for the early bird special, you fucking Karen. So here's the thing.
Man.
Here's the thing. It never said anything about parking in the ticket, right? So it was like, okay, like usually when you go to venues, sometimes there's a $20 parking fee. Whatever, fine. There now. And I don't know if, like I said, I don't know if it's always been like this. Parking is included in your ticket if you park at the next building over in their parking lot where there's no lights and you park between an 18-wheeler and a storage cube, right? If you pay, I think, $40 or because I heard somebody say it, if you pay $40 or $50 extra, you can park in the lot where the theater is. But this woman was saying that they were telling her the lot was full. So is that how it's always been?
I don't know, man.
Well, Frank, you've been there 5,000 times, so tell me.
I don't know. Whenever we go there, we either get there early and park in the normal parking lot, or we park somewhere else.
Hang on.
A couple of places away.
Paul has a really amazing point here.
I didn't do her research.
J-Sabs didn't do her research.
I'll be honest with you. That's another thing too. This theater
You should have Ubered it there.
Oh, this theater does not have its own website.
Sure, it does.
No, it doesn't. It has. It's on Live Nation.
I could tell you the website.
Wait, hold on a minute, because
Robin says you're never going to make the Macy's parade with that schedule, J-Sabs. That's pretty true.
It doesn't. It's under Live Nation.
It is under Live Nation, but it does have its own website.
Isn't it NYCB Live or something like that? Or
do you want me to tell you the website?
Yeah.
The theater at westbury.com.
Let's see.
Paige, I'm with J-Sabs. Never there that early. I've never rolled up to an AOA podcast 90 minutes early. Neither have we, Paige.
Well, that is free parking for our shows, too.
Yeah, that's true. The parking thing is upsetting, though, because I will admit, too, it's annoying everywhere because you're like, even when you show up early, there's like, and I don't know what you're talking about with $20 parking. Parking everywhere at a minimum is $30 now. And then it's like, oh, do you want to park really in a convenience spot? That'll be $85. Like, it's really irritating today to go anywhere and do anything with parking.
No, parking is a nightmare everywhere. That's true.
Well, to me, you cannot. Okay, here's the thing: you cannot park. This is why it's dumb. You cannot park in the parking lot where the theater is unless you pay extra money.
They should have. I agree with you. They should have a couple of tiers of parking, like at a mall. You know, you'd have a couple of levels. Like right now, they only have one big parking lot, an open air parking lot. They should have one of those ones where you have to circle around and around. That would be good.
But the thing is, since it was my first time there was nothing to tell me, hey, if you want to park where the theater is, you have to pay extra money. But even so, it was already sold out anyway. Like
plus it's Pete Davidson. You should get your money back for that.
No, that's what you think.
Your complaint letter should be: I went to a show and Pete Davidson spoke for 45 minutes. Right. I would like my money back, please.
This was a travesty of the highest order.
I never went to a venue where you couldn't okay, parking. Oh wait, it's you have to give a special password and give the blood of your first child to this person. No,
you wanted to see Pete Davidson. That's on you.
Well,
Christine Colson makes a good point. I can't imagine driving or parking in NYC.
It's not even NYC.
It's not NYC. It's Long Island.
It's Long Island. The metro area, I think, is what she's trying to say. But I would think that 99% of the people, Frank, are siding with Janine and not you or I here. Because
Frank didn't answer me though. Does he get to a venue 90 minutes before?
No, but wait.
Depends on the thing.
What we're describing here is insane behavior. But I'm sorry, J-Sabs, you should know better living in this area that you've got to get to a place really early.
I would agree with you if for the traffic, because here's the thing. There was no traffic. When I went, there was no traffic. He started at 8:00. We were getting there by 7:15.
So what time did you walk in late?
Yes, we did.
What time did you walk in?
You're 15 minutes late at 7:15. You should be there 15 minutes. You should
be
there.
Well, according to this woman, I should have been there at 6:30.
What time did you sit down in your seats?
Hold on a minute, because I have a picture of it.
Oh, by the way, you're supposed to lock up your phones, so I don't know how.
Oh
you
no,
got a picture.
Not a picture of that. A picture of when we started.
When we
started.
They didn't tell you to put your phone in a lock bag.
Okay. When we started to get on that road there, I would say we were getting there for 7:15, and there was no traffic. Hold on.
And what time did you get to your seat?
Actually, you know what I could tell you? Because I have a credit card thing.
My point is, did you miss the show? You missed some of the show?
Yep. We didn't see anybody there was 3 people before he went on. We didn't see them.
Wow, what?
Yep.
So what time? So the show starts at 8. I don't assume Pete Davidson gets on the stage until 8:30, 8:45. But if you're telling me 3 people,
so it was I think it was 8:32.
8:32 when he got on the stage.
Yep.
Oh, so those 3 people did not do a lot of time.
No, they didn't. But the thing is, I guess they put people on just in case people are late. Is that it? Or they warm up the crowd?
You warm up the crowd. Yeah, it's warm up.
Plus, when we went there, Aaron and I went there a few weeks ago, and they held the show a little while. We parked at the place next door to the theater. We didn't park in the theater parking lot.
Oh, why not?
Because it was packed, but we found a spot. It wasn't that bad, and we had to walk in. But
wait. Question: did you have to drive over the sidewalk?
No.
Okay, so that's what we had to do, and that's what this woman had to do. We had to
or choose to do.
No, that's what one of the guys was directing us to do.
So there was someone directing. See, this story is just full of holes.
On that part, there was, but when you go in, there's 2 guys, but they were not directing.
Well, we went there, and everybody there was lateness. Everybody was outside, and it was showtime. So I get that. We were all outside, and it was about showtime. We walked in, and when we got in, it started maybe 15, 20 minutes late because they looked out and they saw nobody was sitting in the seats yet. So they held the show, and it started late. So they knew, and it was raining too. So that was another thing.
What time did you get there?
I don't remember. It wasn't 90 minutes. I don't do 90 minutes. I don't think.
Let me ask you. So when you got there and you turned into the parking lot, you made a left, right, into the parking lot.
I didn't go in the big parking lot. It was closed already. They were
okay, full. So you went to your right. If you're looking at the building, you went to the right.
If you look at the building, went to the right. Yeah, there's like an office building there or something, and there was a big parking lot there.
Okay, that was full.
Well,
so we were directed to go. Well, actually, we just followed cars in front of us, and there was a guy standing there, and you had to go over sidewalk to go in the back of that parking lot.
Yeah, it's weird. I agree with you. The parking there is atrocious, and they should do something about it. And I don't blame you for that. And if you missed some of the show, I understand. I didn't know that you missed 3 people. That's bad. But so I understand. Yeah.
Did you buy any drinks there?
No, we didn't buy anything.
Why? You didn't want to get raped?
No, I did not. What was it like?
Not that night.
Like $16 for a soda or something.
$23 for a mixed drink.
That's a mixed drink. Yeah,
that's about right. I mean, that's what it is at the stadiums too. I think
that's an insane price. I mean,
it's an insane price for a Westbury Theater. Come on.
I don't understand how they could just pick $23 seems fair. It's like, what on what planet is that even remotely fair? It's simply because they have you there. That's all it is, and you have no choice.
Yep.
That's the only reason why it costs that much, and it's like because they can. And
all right, so maybe I'm in the minority with you 2 that I don't.
I'm a little bit on your side here. You missed some of the show.
I'm a little miffed right now.
I get it. You converted me a little bit here. The
Not me.
Parking is atrocious, and you missed some of the show, and you were there in a decent amount of time before, 45 minutes before showtime. That's enough.
Nope.
You would
Karen.
think it is.
Karen, I'm strongly opposed to you.
I cannot believe that you would think. Well,
I'm with you a little bit on that.
Okay, here's why. 7:15, I'm not buying. Probably 7:20, 7:23.
No, it was 7:15.
It's probably got off the exit at 7:15. You know what I'm saying?
Well, it's right off the exit.
I'm just saying, and there's a lot. You go into a new place that you've never been to before. You never look it up. You never look and see oh, what should I be doing? What are people saying? What's the?
So this is hindsight.
I figured it's fucking Long Island. How? hard could it be?
Before I go anywhere, I fucking look it up, no matter what. I look at it. Just where am I going? What are we doing? How does it work?
I don't believe
what
that.
What do people say? You got
not for a minute.
That's what I do. You can ask my wife. First of all, you guys really don't know me because that is a classic. My father, Big Mike.
I believe your dad
same
does that.
thing, and
I don't believe you do that.
It's ingrained in me.
I believe that. Here's my thoughts on this, especially if it's a local place that you've working in the radio industry. You know all these places, so you kind of have an idea in your head already of when to show up. So you go by that. Second, I believe that you on the day of you're running so behind that you get out of there so late because you have your kids and everything. That's it's a last minute scramble for you with most things that you do.
I am not going to pretend like I'm not late and don't scramble because it does happen, but I still hold it true. I look at everything before I go. But Big Mike back in the day used to get the little map out wherever we were going, and he would
kind of had to do that back in the day.
And then he'd do this. He'd go, come over here, and he'd go, we could go in this way, and it looks like if that's a problem, we'll go in. We could come around and go in this way. And I'd look at him and I go, I'm fucking 8. I don't even know what any of this means.
He just needs to unload it on you a little bit.
Yeah, just needs to tell you.
Yeah, he needs to get it off his chest.
And we got options. That's all you need to know.
Yeah. It's just, I'd like to hear it out loud. Well, I needed to bounce it off of someone here. So, yeah, I think, especially with how to get there and all that, you punch it into your GPS and you're done.
But if I'm going to a venue or even like a restaurant or whatever, I'm looking at it. I'm looking at the reviews. I look at the overhead.
I could see you looking at reviews.
I do all of it.
I could see you looking at reviews.
But that's what you're going to find.
You might glance at the map, just to know where it is. But you're not looking at parking. You're not looking at what's around. You're not doing that much.
That's where you're going to find people saying you got to show up 90 minutes earlier. You're a J-Sab's homer is what you are. You're all on her side, carrying her flag all of a sudden.
Homer?
Yeah, you're a homer. Like when you root for the home team no matter what.
Oh, I see. Well, because I sided with her on the parking at Westbury.
She swayed you, and now all of a sudden, and you're in this,
I don't think
J-Sabs is right about everything.
Well, she never said anything about you. I brought that up myself, that you don't do that.
Homer.
Okay. Let me ask you, when you were there, Frank, were people trying to cut in front of you on that line? Like,
to walk in? Or
no.
Sound like my mother. No. I mean, you're like and we were cut online.
No,
that's nobody's fault.
I mean, on the actual when you were trying to turn into the venue.
No, I didn't try. I didn't even attempt to go into the venue.
Okay, so that
was closed. They had it that you couldn't get in there.
I mean like when you're on that main street trying to turn in there.
Nobody was trying to. There were a couple of streets like where some streets merged together, and you had to let people in. But other than that, no one was really trying to cut or anything.
Okay, because there was a few fights like. If you don't fucking let me in, I'm gonna murder your asshole.
Well, it is New York.
Like Will Smith's asshole got murdered. No, I'm not kidding you. There was fights. So I believe.
Listen, it's the height of stupidity.
What the hell is going on?
This venue was built in the 50s. You would think somebody would go and count the seats and go, we should have at least that many parking spaces, right. And they did not do that back then.
They didn't do it at all. And they should take the parking space that they have now, the big lot, and just add another level.
Right.
Instantly double your spots. I'm sure it'll cost a ton, but I think they could get money for that.
They just did like an $8 million renovation. I don't know on what, but they did.
They added the lounge next door or something.
Oh, okay.
Which are we doing these terms? What are we doing?
Which liberals did you go see?
I did go see liberals.
You did?
Well, what conservative comedians are there? Name a conservative comedian. So no, I saw Aaron and I went to see the John Stewart and John Mulaney.
Oh yeah, they're not liberals at all.
I never said they weren't. John Mulaney didn't get into politics. He didn't talk about politics, but Jon Stewart, of course, did.
Oh yeah.
But it wasn't his whole. It wasn't his whole set. He was good. They were both good.
I think we should skip the terms. We could do it Monday. We could tease it for Monday.
Cool.
Here's another tease. J-Sabs, can I tease the thing that we talked about that you wanted to tell me at Friendsgiving?
Oh yeah.
J-Sabs has an update on her cousin. Remember?
The one that has the girlfriend in Turkey?
Yeah. She goes, I got an update. She goes, oh, did I tell you about my cousin? I go, the turkey cousin? She goes, yeah, listen to this. I go, shut the fuck up. I don't want to hear this now. She looked at me like, I thought we were friends. I'm like, no.
Well, we ain't friends after tonight. I'll tell you that much.
Co-workers.
Well, wait. You don't want to like maximize your night or really enjoy. You want to be rushing and looking for parking and trying to get in. Was it because you had a babysitter issue or did you choose to leave at that time?
I figured it's a school/work night. What am I gonna do? First of all, I was like, I bet you the drinks are expensive there. I didn't think that expensive. No, it was on a Wednesday night.
Oh, okay.
I go. I never think to go and spend time at a venue 90 minutes before. I never do.
That's too much time. I agree with you, Jason.
Okay, but listen.
Not even an hour.
Even if I was going with my wife, we would have probably picked up or brought cocktails, brought some drinks, and had it in the parking lot so we could enjoy ourselves before going in. Because I'll tell you what, right now, I don't care who you are, nobody is enjoying a $24 cocktail.
No.
Not those cocktails, because they are pre-mixed sugary bullshit. If you go to like a nice cocktail bar and the guy is there and he's like,
yeah,
and he's like, doing the whole fucking thing and flipping shit and he's lighting orange peels on fire and rubbing the rim with it. Like, okay, I'll pay $20 for that. It's quality. Rim?
There's no drink that I can think of that's worth $20. That's maybe a champagne or something. But other than that, it's like, what are we doing? It's not quenching my thirst. It's not doing anything for me. It's not giving me get out of here with $20. That's insane.
One time we went for one of the Christmas parties, the friends' Christmas parties, and we go to this bar and this guy goes, I make the best. I forget what it was even.
Old fashioned.
Was it an old fashioned?
Maybe.
I forget what it was, but the guy fucking opened a bottle of soda and poured it in there. I'm like, I'm pretty sure no cocktail has soda. Like you cannot possibly
rum and Coke.
Yeah, but he's making I don't think it was an I don't know if it was a margarita or what it was, but it was like when I saw him like bust open the bottle of ginger ale, I'm like, okay, this is not really a fucking
how was it though?
It was dog shit. It was terrible. It was over sugary and bullshit. It was awful. I think it was. It sucked dick. Right. What was I gonna say though? So wait, Janine, because we're gonna wrap up. You didn't finish your complaint. What was the complaining that you did to the venue?
I said, I said this. There should be someone directing the traffic to get into the actual venue, because everybody was cutting each other off. Like, no joke. I felt like someone was going to get out of the car and start hitting each other, and I was like, yeah, I really don't want to hit someone tonight either. And I'm being serious. It's kind of dangerous for older people to park there. And like this woman just said too, she was like, we had to park like in not a well-lit area.
I agree.
We had to go over sidewalk. What if people were walking on that sidewalk? Like, and you couldn't see. And she just said like, it's dangerous.
You're right. The parking over there is atrocious. It's terrible.
You've never been to the amphitheater out in Suffolk County then, because the parking there's an amphitheater out. It's
easy now.
Okay. Okay.
Starts in a P town.
What?
Start with a P? The town?
No, the town. No. Anyway, the point is this: it's an old thing, and it's through no fault of the lovely people that run it today. because it was built a long time ago, but it's an old place. There's not enough parking. There's one road in and out. I mean, this is Suffolk County at its finest. And then you get in there and there's the most uneven ground like ever.
Well,
the steps are messed up. Like you talk about a thing for old people. It's not lit at all. Like, I mean, you know, this is what you deal with going through. This is New York.
Yeah, it was the other thing too. You know, it was all concrete, you know, obviously all concrete, but then there was like holes and stuff because hello, it is Long Island. There's little holes on the floor because we love to just throw that salt on there as soon as it starts to rain. So like, yeah, people could get hurt. They could twist their ankle. And then they should have just made it like the information readily available. Like, hey, if you want to park where the venue is,
should have made the information. You have the internet at your access. You could look it up.
I would not think to Google parking at this place. Now I will.
What do you think they're going to do? Put on their ticket? Parking by us is terrible. So
yeah, right. Parking. Okay, the new theater the new venue that just opened 2 years ago. What's it called?
UBS.
Yes. Now, I had heard that parking was terrible there. So when I went
Parking's terrible everywhere. I've never been to a place where I go, this is great parking.
Good point.
Parking's great.
That's a good point. How did you hear? Wait, how did you hear?
I forgot. I don't even know how I heard. I just heard. I didn't Google it.
You looked it up.
No, I didn't. Somebody had said it was. I don't know if a friend of a friend had said it was bad.
Okay.
No, here we go. Google. And I'll be honest with you. This parking was way fucking worse, and I never heard about it.
Okay, if I hit enter, okay.
But
I'll tell you what's going to pop up.
I'll tell you. I would not think
a map with a few different locations of where you could park.
Thanks, Paige.
Let's pick parking lot.
If I would have, I didn't think to Google parking. I didn't.
Scroll down.
When she twists with ankle.
Let's see here. Theater at Westbury parking tickets. Review. Okay, hold on. It's 1, 2, 3. Third thing down. Review of NYCB parking. The parking lot was full. They directed us to a parking lot next door. This means that you have to walk down the hill to get there. Rating 2 out of 5. It's the third thing down.
But I'm saying I wouldn't think to even Google parking there. I guess you looked at where the secret bathrooms are at every fucking venue.
What is that? And yes, I do like to see where the bathrooms are located.
I'm just saying, like, I wouldn't even think to Google parking at this place. Like, I didn't think I would have to.
I'm kind of with you on that one. I'm with you on that one, Jason.
Right? Like,
you go to a venue, you expect there to be at least something there so you could park your car. Something reasonable.
You're acting like people who haven't lived in this city their entire lives. That's crazy.
I haven't.
It's not crazy.
I'm only a Suffolk County resident for 10 years.
But you live in New York.
But you don't expect 2 hours to get from your car to the venue to walk into the place. You expect to go there, maybe spend 20 minutes looking for a spot, and maybe you have to walk a little, but 45 minutes should have been enough, I think. I'm with you.
And okay, how about this? Oh, I like seeing my thing move when I talk. That's what she said. Darn, I lost my train of thought. Thanks. Fuck you.
And that's the podcast, folks.
Yeah, right. Darn it. Okay, well, it'll come to me.
Something with parking and reviews. And
UBS. Island. So when I heard this is like last year when I went last year, but it opened 2 years ago. Did it open 2 years ago or open last year?
Doesn't matter.
Whatever. When we got there, the parking attendants told us, go park here if you want this, or go park there if you want that. They didn't go, go fuck yourself, as the other one said. So, as bad as people were saying that parking was, it was not as terrible. It's not as horrendous.
But you're talking about a 16,000 seat arena versus a 3,000 seat theater.
I don't care.
Touche. Come back from that one, Anthony.
She's got me there. But nothing in New York is easy or convenient.
I'm not saying it is.
Especially when you have to leave your home in rush hour.
Here's the difference. If I wanted to drive into Manhattan and go to a show or something at the Madison Square Garden, it's faster to find parking there and walk to the thing than it is at this place.
Absolutely.
Just when I thought you couldn't say anything more
there's a
stupid
million
than what
there's
she
a
has
million
been saying.
parking garages in Manhattan. You could just pull into almost any one of them. They all have specials for the concert or the Ranger game or whatever it is, and you're not spending a million years. If you want to park on the street, that's a different story. You're never going to find anything. But if you want to park in a lot, they're there.
And it's
there's nothing at this place.
That's crazy talk.
No clue.
You have to still get there. All those parking lots fill up.
You have to get there early. If you show up at Madison Square Garden with your car 45 minutes before the show, you're getting in and you're going to see it on time.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
I don't know about that.
I would say even a half an hour.
Yeah, you pull up to the nearest parking garage, you pull in, you leave them your card, and you take 10 minutes to walk to the MSG.
Answer this question honestly. Would you leave 45 minutes to get to MSG? Would you put yourself in Manhattan and leave yourself only 45 minutes to get to the venue?
Like if a show started at 8 o'clock and I arrive with my car at 7:15, I would do that.
Yep, same
I feel like I've never walked in.
I don't know who these people are.
I mean, I'm telling you, it's not that hard to park around. If you wanted to just park your car in a lot, they're all there and they're all open for these events. There's nothing, and it's difficult by Westbury. I'm with you. It's not. There's nothing around, and it's all traffic jammed, and it's insane. At least in Manhattan, the traffic's moving. Not everybody. You're not just sitting there. Number one, and number two, again, every other block there's parking garages.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Sorry. He hates us.
You're muted, jerk.
Frank. He hates us. No. He's saying "fuck you, Karen" and Ken.
He probably had a good line too. And
No, I didn't have a good line.
All right.
All I'll say is, I'll never go back there because, and if I do, I'm not. I'm
gotta
sorry.
Uber it.
Here's another thing. How the fuck are you sitting down for 90 minutes before the show starts? I get very antsy. I cannot sit down still for that long. Sorry.
I walk around. You walk around, like you get a
walk
drink.
around.
Baseball game.
There was no walking around with how crowded it was in there.
I could see getting to like a sports thing. You walk around. You take a look at the snack areas.
City Field, yes. City Field, yes.
Something like that. Fine. If there's other things to do.
Right.
There you go. Oh, AOA cruises. That would be great.
That would be great. We should carpool.
How do we do that?
I don't know.
All right.
We'll have to figure it out.
I'll get on the horn with someone.
Yeah, why don't you make a phone call, Frank? You're the cruise person.
Make a phone call.
You want Janine to book the cruise? We'll all be showing up 45 minutes before the boat leaves.
Make a phone call. AOA cruises. How do we book an entire ship for just AOA members?
Janine, what time do you show up before a flight? 10 minutes before the boarding?
I cannot believe you're 90 minutes before a show. I'm fucking flabbergasted right now. I really am.
It's a great word, by the way.
I'll tell you.
Thank you.
I'll tell you why. Because, all right, for instance, when we went to the new Islander Arena, we'd never been there before. So it's like, we got to get there early and get the lay of the land, leave enough time, all that jazz. We got there early the first time, and it's like, there's this bar and there's that thing. There's a bar there that if you have an American Express card, you get a free cocktail. Like, just come in for the free cocktail. Like, nothing. So I'm like,
yeah, if there's things to do before the show, fine. I could see getting there early. But if it's just you're there to see like a comedian and it's a small place and there's not a lot there, maybe there's a bar or you can get pretzels or something. But other than that,
for $56, go ahead.
For $56, there's not a lot to walk around. There's not a lot
pretzels
to
for
do.
The table. That'll be $943. Right. Oh shit.
Yeah. Oh. I miscalculated my my generosity there.
Forget the table there. We'll just take one.
Yeah.
Let's take one.
I have a half a pretzel, please.
Can you just wipe the salt on my plate over here?
Right. I don't know. I was very disappointed. And
what time do you show up for a movie?
Oh God, I haven't.
If you have tickets already, or you don't have tickets.
You have tickets.
No, not like 20 minutes before.
Maybe 10 minutes before. Maybe
that's
10
our
minutes
problem.
before.
That's our problem right there.
Well, that's not a problem. There's always parking at a movie theater.
Right.
And you walk right in, you scan your ticket, and you're in. You know, there's no lines.
Yeah, but
If
you don't know
wanna
if you're
get
going to hit traffic or exit's going to be closed or some crazy shit.
How far are you? There's a movie theater every 10 feet on Long Island.
I went to go meet you at a movie theater not too long ago. I left my house an hour beforehand.
Because you
drive a half hour. It's a half-hour distance. I left an hour ahead of time, and I still didn't make it on time.
That's because if you go into your local, theater that's close to you, then it's different. But if you're driving towns and towns and towns away, then you got to do some travel math. But if you're going to a theater that's close to you just to see a movie, you're not showing up an hour before.
No, definitely not.
Yeah,
Frank, he's fucking nuts.
You're at it. He's out of his mind.
This started with me and Frank versus Jay Sabs, and now I lost Frank at some point.
You did, because Jay Sabs put up a good argument, and I remember the parking's not great there, and we almost missed everything, but we didn't. We walked in, and as soon as we walked in and sat down, the show started.
It's a New York venue. You gotta listen. I'm not saying I haven't cut things close. I have, but I'm expecting that. You can't get upset when you cut it so close.
What time do you think my brother would have gotten there?
No, he would have been there just in time to see Pete Davidson leave the stage. That guy, forget it.
That would have been worth it.
All right, that's it for us. Don't forget AOA merch store. Save 20% on all our merchandise when you use the promo code Old Men.
Old Men, baby.
Rude. So rude. I'm so mad at Anthony. I'm so mad at him.
Think, what would Jay Sabs do? And the answer is Old Men. Look at that T-shirt right there with those eyes.
Thank you.
Quality.
20% off. Use the promo code Old Men. Have a wonderful weekend, everybody. We will catch you all on the next episode on Monday.
Show me potato salad. Maybe we should go now.